Video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mithras. Mithras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved.
And we are live, and everybody should be live now. Now I've got to move you all around, so text is in the right place. That's good. Captain Caveman is not. We'll pop him up there.
Captain Caveman.
That's now Minsk. I actually think you are being the muscle pickles tonight, but I've moved you.
Heck yeah.
It's such a thing. My stream always asks me in the afternoon, is M Space or Mithras on, and I give them an update, and I said that your internet wasn't too good, and it's the way they just say, "Oh, it'll be the Pickles Gun Show." Then they just know what it's going to be. Medivac, you've now got heroic points above your head, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That I can adjust from here and let it go up and down. Hello, everyone. Say again, sorry.
How many do I have?
3. I think you used. I think you used 1 last week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was on me.
Yeah. And remember, I don't know if you saw what I said in the chat, but I'm going to make them even more special now. So if you get, you can alter the degree of success or failure with a heroic point. So if you get a successful hit, you could use a heroic point to make it a critical hit. Or vice versa, if I roll something and it's a fail, you can actually get me to just say, we'll make that a fumble or make that a miss or whatever. So be aware of that, especially when guns are firing. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you to Maglor for the raid. We really do appreciate it. And it's lovely to see you. I'm not too sure what you were playing beforehand, but it's Dungeon Siege. Is that a game? Dungeon Siege. I'm sure that's what
I played Dungeon Siege before. It's kind of like the Diablo games where it's an action RPG.
Yeah, it's sort of like I think that's what Maglor plays, but I think she's finished them all, but I'm not too sure. But we'll see. She'll pop it in the chat. So welcome in. We're playing, but I don't know. So she's playing the Siberia series. Don't know the game. It's sort of like a
I haven't played that since the 90s.
That's a point and click game, isn't it? Like a point and click adventure.
Yeah, it's sort of like a lady walking around and talking to people, and it reminds me of those people who did it. Do you remember White Death that we played?
Yeah, I can see the connection you're making there.
Yeah, it's. I think you were you the Medivac?
I was.
Yeah.
The panicky medic.
Yeah. Were you the last one to die as well?
No, I think. Oh, was I? I ran away, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Up a ladder. Yeah.
And I'm sure I grabbed you by your foot and pulled you back.
Yeah, ate me slowly as I came back down.
Yeah, chomp, 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 chomp.
Yeah. I was full Cthulhu insanity at that point.
It was a good adventure, that, and hence that was the basis of when M Space and Luther Arkwright came from that later on. So yeah, so we're playing M Space, which is a science fiction role-playing game. The players are on a swamp-like planet trying to figure out what has gone wrong with a lost scout ship and the crew. But before I give you a complete up-to-date rundown of the plot, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and who they are playing tonight. And we're going to start off this week with Captain Kangaroo.
Surprise. Hey everyone, I'm hungover. I mean,
Try to sound a little bit more excited, please.
I'm Kangaroo. I am playing Arthur Hammond. He's the old fart of the group. Uh, he's there to make little figurines and then have them help him fight people in his old self. Honestly, I don't know how an 80-year-old man still shooting people, but I guess it just keeps
Very
going.
well. Very well.
He's not 80. I just say he's 80. He's definitely, I don't know what we haven't figured out how old he is. He's probably like in his 50s, but keep like making it look like he's decrepit.
It probably does say on his character sheet somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. But he's there hopefully to not die this episode. Or at least be the ones that die. I don't know. But we'll find out from here. I'm gonna pass the mic to our friend Tiggity Tex.
I'm TD Tex. I play Io. The recently redone Io with some more combat, so that'll be fun to see what she's got now.
Kill people.
Hopefully. And or miss amazingly.
Let's be positive. Let's be positive.
And she's also the hacker of the group, and former liaison of the Sons of the Black Star.
Correct.
And think Captain and Hammond will survive because they got a sniper rifle. Will be far away from the fight. And yeah, I'll hand it over to Mr. Pickles.
I am Mr. Pickles, and I play a character that I guess will probably die, if that's how we're introducing our characters here. Yeah, I play Zach Newman, who is an ex-law enforcer, and his combat style is close and vicious. He has a shotgun that I've called the bloody snail shotgun, because I'm always hitting legs and people are always crawling away and leaving a bloody trail. But he also has a medium revolver for a little bit of medium range. And when things get brutal, he has a stun baton, and he has been training up his unarmed so that if we ever get arrested, I'll still have my weapons equipped. I'll still have my guns. Besides that, though, on the ship, he mans the turrets. He does some sleight of hand stuff. So he's very physical overall as a character, and he's up close and personal, stealing things, planting evidence, breaking down doors, and yeah, these enemies have a lot of guns. So I'll be blocking some shots.
Sound like a menace right now.
He's an ex-law enforcer, so
yeah, he's breaking down doors and just tackling people. He sounds like he's on a winning posters.
Yeah, his influence skill is pretty low, so let's just say he's not a good interrogator. And with that, let's throw it over to the good interrogator.
Oh, nice
would you like to introduce...
link!
Nice transition.
Nice link. Yes. Hi all. I'm Medivac, and I'm playing James Minsk. He is the captain of the ship. He will be looking for a new group of positive people next week. Yeah, I'm the pilot. I'm the face. I'm the one people talk to. That's what I do. I am really pants in a fight, and that's being polite. I have a little holdout blaster that trigger. I flick my wrist and it shoots out into my hand, and I can shoot people close up. Close combat, nah, not there. It's slap attack, and that's it.
You did very well the other time in combat.
Yeah, just. I think lucky rolls. But yeah, with that, I'm okay at bureaucracy and things like that. I just know how to fly and drive and talk, which I'll stop doing right now and pass on to Purdy, the ship's computer.
Yeah, the Purdy, the medic, is back up in the cruise starship, which is in orbit at the moment. The group have come down on the ship's boat they've been hired by Project Nemesis, a group of people that they have decided to hook up with and to do some jobs for them. They get paid for this, but also hopefully gain some reputation and some access to possibly higher tech items, etc. And the party have come to the Alecto system, and they have found down on the swamp 2 metal anomalies, metallic anomalies on the surface. There's electrical storm overhead of them, which meant that there was a lot of issues trying to get sensor scans of the actual planet. However, they managed to fly through those to the first metallic anomaly that appeared to be the crashed starship that they were looking for. They entered that, and to their surprise, although it was on red alert and leaking fuel a lot, there was no bodies or no injured bodies or anybody in the ship. While they were there, they got attacked by what appeared to be 3 or 4 scouts that were coming through the swamp to check on the ship. They disposed of those really well. One ran off, and they basically ran him down with a ship's boat and a sniper shot. After that, they suffered some hallucinogenic marsh gas when they thought they were actually fighting a huge Tyrannosaurus Rex, and Newman actually thought he lost one leg or both legs during that. And they carried on through, trudging through the swamp, getting very tired, so tired that they decided to take a rest. And then after that, they continued forward to the second metallic anomaly that appears to be another crashed ship. You can see on the map in front of you what they can see. There's 3 patrolling guards, 3 guards round a fire, and just where I'm pinging over here, there is what appears to be the remains of a starship. And this is where we left it. Now, just to remind you, this is not what the players see. If I just click onto Newman, this is what they actually see. So they don't see everything that you do. Now, the party are going to burst into action in a second. But before they do that, can I just say thank you so much for being part of the stream tonight. Remember, you can follow all the action over on the RPG page, which is ko-fi.com/inworlds. And you can support the stream here on Twitch by just being in the chat. That is so nice for us, and to give us feedback and interact with the stream. We love that. We've already got the Newman fan club in saying hail to the law. they are here and ready. Of course, you can subscribe to the channel as well and provide biddies, which all goes to the constant running of the stream and this game. Alternatively, you can nip over to the Ko-fi sound, where you can support for as little as £1 to help us reach our target. And if you'd like to go a little bit extra, there are various membership ranks, and this allows you to give the parties hero points or heroic points that you can see above Medivac's head on the stream. These are very important to the characters. You can either give these to the whole party or to just your favorite player or character for use, or to me. And you also, once you're a member, you can have a sneaky peek at the character sheets as I upload them. And you also gain access to the World Anvil side. You will need an account for that, but you get access to organizations and NPCs. And even if you want my past adventure notes. We really do appreciate the support. We love you just hanging out in the chat and spreading the word. So thank you. And we really do appreciate your support. Okay, then let's get on to the nitty gritty of things. Just to remind players, I have altered the scale. The scale was wrong, but I've now corrected it. If you remember, you are further away than what you are on the map, and you can decide how close you can get. If you remember, these people here have lights on their blasters that when they rotate, they're showing things up. And if you remember, this guy here, if you can see where I'm pinging, is moving between this one and this one. And this this guy here is going from here to say here, and then this one here is going between this bottom one and sorry, the one below that down here. So they're going from where they're going, and then they're going anti-clockwise to the next sort of like cover. The three guys in the middle do not look like they're combat ready. They seem to be toasting marshmallows, for want of a better action, over some kind of halogen fire or light. Remember that sort of like here onwards, you can't get behind them. This is where the starship is, what remains of the starship. And I think I said to you last time that there's an open door there as well. Apart from that, night has set in. They seem to be patrolling, but I think I said to you last week, they don't seem to be expecting company. There seems to be normal guard duty. There might be some nasty things living in this swamp, as you might have already found out. But apart from that, the night is quiet, apart from just the sound of crickets coming out for everyone. So yeah, you are far enough around, away from them, to decide your plan. IO has now been upgraded, and I haven't done it.
IO 2.0.
Yeah. Hopefully we've made some either suggested things and Tex decided what he would have. But if we do go into combat, we'll slow it down, and feel free to support him as we go along, especially when it comes to specials. So,
was there one like someone saying we don't do combat, or I think we were all at
It was me, but we're we're gonna do combat.
We're not doing the whole like, hey guys, we're here, you're here. Let's just get some s'mores together. Just have a nice powwow.
I had a thought a couple of hours ago about.
Wow, well done.
I know, it was really like, oh my God, all week. I mean, all week.
That's because you haven't been at work today, wasn't it?
That's right, yes. And damn. Yeah, so I was thinking, if I come in from the bottom direction, pretending to be a crash victim and then running into the middle of the camp and distract them that way, to see what the reaction would be. And then once their attention is on me, maybe coming from the opposite direction.
Nice.
Would that be something?
I wouldn't.
You're not giving me a hostage at all. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't like present yourself. I would.
I think a diversion.
I like the idea of an ambush from all sides. I like that, but I wouldn't the hey guys, I'm coming out of the bushes. Let's not shoot me and just talk for a bit. I don't like that, because I feel like
no, I'd do it a little bit better than that. But
anyway. the problem I see with that is then you have three guns in front of you at least, and no cover. Yeah. Whereas we might not have cover out in the woods right now, or in the clearing between the woods and them, but there are cargo holds that we could hide behind if we take out those guards.
Yeah, I always hope they're going to be more sort of like inquisitive rather than firing first.
Oh yeah, find out what they're actually makes them tick.
Yeah. And then the problem there is, like you just said, and I've just realized that if when you start firing, they're going to start firing.
But they're not going to fire at you, and you will be at lovely close range.
Yeah,
you could hide, be like, "Save me! They've got me! They're hunting me down!"
Cloak of invisibility. No. Okay.
The hologram. Ooh, we should learn that technology.
Holographic. Yeah.
We should. Yeah. That just. Oh wow! I just hit my head. Why don't I use my drones to be able to use holograms?
Have a little thing pop up and go. Help me, a big one.
Distract. Oh my gosh! That just.
You're my only hope.
I think in World of Warcraft, there's actually an engineer thing that puts up a decoy, isn't there? I'm sure.
That's right. It pops up and it goes.
Yeah, and he just sort of like goes back on it like a spring.
That's right.
That's an idea. I love the idea of holographic emitters. How they call holographic emitters when they
or a mimic too.
That'd be nice. So okay then. So let's decide. The other advantage of Minsk's plan is that he would be in the middle, and the outside people could be taken out. If he's still in the middle when you're firing at the middle three, remember your to hit rolls would be up 1 difficulty, unless you're not bothered about hitting Minsk.
I'd like to think the middle 2 when the shooting starts.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is, that's could be a good plan. I'm not saying it's a bad plan. The one thing that I do say, I think that would play to Minsk's strengths.
Yeah, it would. I'd be trying to talk people to look at me. My deceit's quite good.
What's his range on his pistol?
It's short range. That would be very, very good for me.
Yeah, so
it's like where the gun starts at. Palm Blaster. 5, 15, and 90. We ignore 90. 5 and 15.
Right, 5 and 15. So you're going to have to be really.
I'm going right up in the faces. Yeah. To get my crit.
You need to be within the sort of like outer area. You need to
I
be
like your melee gun.
I need to be here.
Yeah. You need to be on the fire. Just to pick up something that remember, there are trees out in the marsh, just like this one that's been hacked down here. You can see it broken down here, and you can actually have cover out in the marsh. So although you be firing, you can have fire from a tree, and that's what will provide you with cover. So the first thing you're going to need to decide is, are you going to allow Minsk to go in and try to cause a diversion?
I give Captain permission.
I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I like it.
What I'll do is I'll sneak around here to the bottom to here, and I'll come running in to go, oh my God, thank you. You know, so I found somebody. Yeah.
Okay, then. So that sounds to be a good start of the plan.
May I try to do something before he jumps out? Could I try it?
Don't worry, he's not doing anything yet. I'm just getting the plan together.
And I'll try not to be pooing my pants as a distraction too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
This time I'll use another plan. Can I try to climb one of the trees without like making a fool and fall and make a death noise?
With your brittle bones?
It does take an athletics roll to climb. The other thing is they're quite feeble trees, so you wouldn't, if you're going to try to sniper shot, you wouldn't be able to get a stable point to sniper shot from one. But you're more than happy to climb it.
If he does climb it, could I use my athletics to assist him?
Yeah. You just are like,
okay, I'll augment you. Well, yeah, I've got decent athletics. I'll be like, put your little slipper in my hand.
I think he was hoping. I think he was hoping to fire from up there. Is that?
Why did you think I should eventually just get off my horse?
Okay, then. So let's say, so Newman, you can help him up. Okay, then, and then let's do a dice roll to see whether or not there is enough branches up there to actually find someone to shoot for. So what we're going to do for that, so Zach, Newman will augment your athletics roll with 10. But don't roll it yet, because I think it's better to get the rest of the plan sorted, because I feel that we haven't. So we know that Minsk is going to come in from the bottom. That's fine, and going to cause the distraction. Hammond's going to be up a tree or in sniper fire, I presume. Hammond, what's going to be your distance away, and which outside guard are you going to plan to take down first? Because you can be in short range, and if you're in short range, you can use your whatchamacallit, what am I trying to talk about?
Scope. No,
yeah.
right.
You can use, because
aim shot or whatever it was.
Yeah, and choose location. So remember, you need to be within close range or short range, close range, that first bit, and you are allowed the provided that the choose close range is the distance where choose location special can be used. Okay, provided the target is stationary or unaware of the impending attack. So these guards would not be stationary, but they would be unaware of the oncoming attack. So that would be it. So are you going to organize it so one of you takes one and one of you takes another? How's that going to work? I think if we have a good plan to start off with, if it is choose location is a critical success only unless the target is within close range and is stationary and unaware of the attacker, and then it's just a normal special. So Hammond, you'll need to be, what's your close range, your first range bracket on your sniper?
Let's see. Oh, darn it.
It's like 100, isn't it? Something like that. 1,000.
It is 900 meters.
But close range.
Yeah.
It's a sniper rifle. I mean,
so a telescopic sight increases the range factors by 5 times. Telescopic sight increases the range factors by a multiple of 5. 2, but you have to be able. It's no good. I know what you're thinking, Medivac. You can't put it on your palm pistol. It's not going to happen. So you can actually be 900 meters away and take a shot. So it'd probably be better to be 800 meters away, just to be careful. But that would be 800 meters away from this guy, or you can position yourself so you're 800 meters from the fire. And
probably where I position myself.
You can be anywhere up to 800 meters away, can't you? You don't have to be 800 meters away.
Exactly.
So, but what you want to be aiming to do is taking the furthest one away, whichever's the furthest person from the group. And then Newman and Io can take out the other 2, which will be closer to them.
And that'd be perfect, because you won't have people blocking shots and things like that. So which one are you going to go for, Hammond? Which is the one that
if they want the closer ones, then I'll just go for the furthest one.
So
I would go
this one down here?
Yeah, I'd probably pop off him.
Okay, then. So you're going to be, so we know on this map that from it to you is about 25 meters at the moment, I think. But you can work that out, and then that's it. So Hammond's hopefully going to be up a tree or by the tree and sniper the bottom one there. Minsk, I'm assuming that you're going to give a code word.
Yeah, well, it'll literally be me walking into the camp. Causing diversion for everybody to turn and look at me.
Excellent. So Newman, you're up next. So what's going to be your plan?
My goal is to get up to about like 20 meters or so from this guy, top left. And use that diversion, as Captain has said. Once he turns away, I'm gonna point my shotgun and bam, bam.
Excellent. Okay, then. So that's that would be you coming in. So you'll be about 20 meters up. So I think what might be an idea is probably starting to move as Minsk comes in, and hoping that this guy here doesn't sort of like catch you with his light.
Correct.
Okay,
that's the goal.
And then Io, that leaves you with this.
That leaves the top right guy, right?
Yeah. So what's the range of your rifle?
600.
600. So you can be a nice sort of like 600 or anywhere up to 600 meters away.
What's your short range on it?
That is his
That's
short
my
range.
short range.
Woo!
Captain and I feel bad about our ranges now.
Yeah. I've got range anxiety with my 5.
Yeah, we're basically melee characters over here.
Yeah.
I thought it makes a really nice party now that you've got 2 that could actually. It reminds me of a triple X when a whole load of people go in, but a whole load of people stay on the outside firing it. And Io's quite squishy, I would just like to say it. But so is Minsk. So is Minsk. So would you like to be 600 meters? So Io, do you want to tell them what you're actually armed with now, Io?
Sure. I'm armed with a rifle. And
a special sort of rifle.
Yeah, it's got an attachment on it.
There's a sexy attachment.
It's a grenade launcher.
A grenade launcher, right? Is it a slug rifle or a laser rifle?
Nice.
It's a slug.
It's a combat assault rifle.
It's a 5.56.
Okay.
So
like an
AK
I don't know if
would
she tags people, and then he just pulls out a rifle. But now I might.
Or,
you do have something else on you that they would have seen.
I do. I have a katana that
Jesus Christ.
That also has a fiber filament on it that I can turn on and make it like a laser sword that does extra damage.
Very nice.
Damn.
So
I have a stun baton.
I can't fight anybody.
Aggressive.
I call it the unpredictable. So
I thought you were a nerd when I met you, but now I just think.
So just to let you know,
Character Kill Bill.
Io's grenade launcher doesn't have any grenades in at the moment.
Right. Next adventure.
But it will do, and I've shared that information with you because even though they're quite powerful, the blast areas are quite. I mean, some of them are like 5d8 worth of damage, and of course, when you fire them, they do bounce, and they have a radius of damage. And then a radius of half damage after that. If so, literally, you would. I think it goes up to 40 meters in some of them with the blast of it. So it's sort of like 20 minutes high explosive armor, high explosive damage, and then another area that would be half the damage. So 5d8s or 4d6s or something like that, and then half. So they are powerful. I was talking about them in the M Space Discord channel, and the one of the GMs said your players are going to love these, and I said they weren't for the players. I was going to use.
Newman, did you ever feel like you should have kept that rocket launcher?
I am glad that I stole that rocket launcher for our comrade to turn into a bomb to save our lives. I played my part and he played his.
It's true.
Okay, then.
And I couldn't use it otherwise.
So I think that we are all up and we know what we're going to do now. Are we all happy with the actions?
Yeah, I guess. Is there like anything I can hide behind back there or no?
Yeah. There's trees that you can take cover behind. That's not a problem at all. The only person that is probably Minsk, of course, you'll have no cover.
No.
Unless you dive behind something.
I'm going
And
to take a blanket with me.
yeah. And it just reminded me about, you would have seen in the chat, we've also talk about smoke grenades and stun grenades as well, like flashbangs and things like that. So flashbangs, you do a willpower check, and if you fail, you can't operate for 2 rounds, not 2 turns, 2 rounds. And if you do succeed, you can't operate for 1 round. Now, before that might seem a little bit bad, but remember, 1 round is only 5 seconds. So it's a very quick, it's whether or not you shrug it off within 5 seconds or you're stunned for 10 seconds. And that's it. Okay, then. So the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to roll initiative. So make sure you click on your characters and then roll your initiatives. And then we're going to see whether or not we can get Hammond up in a tree.
Well,
okay.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a what?
A 1 plus my initiative of 11.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
My worst possible roll here. Hesitation. It's in my blood.
So Hammond and Io, what are your initiative modifiers? So next to your initiative, there will be a number. What are those numbers?
I've got an 11.
You have a 13.
Okay, so that's absolutely fine how it is. Minsk and Newman. So this is what we're going to how we're going to play it. So Minsk, what's going to happen is that you will go in and do your action. Okay. At that point, we'll put Hammond in a tree at the moment. In that point, we're going to switch to combat round and go through it. So you'll go in and do your bit. Then we do Hammond, Io, Minsk again, if you would like to act, and then Newman, and then I will roll initiative for the guards, etc., etc. Obviously, if you all miss your initial shots, they might be unaware. So Hammond, you're getting up inside a tree. So you've got +10 to your athletics roll by Newman, and you're going to try to climb up into this tree. So go for it.
I am somewhat second guessing this action because you said it wasn't.
Come on.
I feel like I'm going to embarrass me.
Get in the tree, old man. You said you wanted to get in the tree.
You said there was no tactical advantage of this tree.
You don't know that from down here. There's a chance there's a good branch.
I just imagine that Newman is down on all fours making a human bridge for Hammond.
Oh my God, the floor's lava.
Yeah.
That's not good, is it?
Come on, you might.
My boots.
You might get a tactical advantage. Roll that athletics roll, and you might have to use up. Yes.
So it begins.
30. No.
So you
did you add your +10?
Oh, thank you for that save there. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Newman sort of makes a hand, puts his hands together like that, so you to put your foot in. You sort of get your foot in, and Newman sort of goes 1, 2, 3, and then he sort of pushes up, and you don't straighten your leg or anything, and you just sort of you don't go anywhere unless you want to look the roll.
No.
but you do break Newman's trigger finger.
What did you say, sir? You do what?
You break Newman's trigger finger.
Yeah, yeah. You actually trip, fall, and fire your weapon. Random person. Okay, Minsk, we're
The
down.
right person's like myself. I just like, and you die. This is actually how you died.
Headshot.
Yeah,
Double that.
that would be so funny if you actually fell. I asked you to roll. You got a crit and actually took one of the guards out. That would be classic, but we're not going for it. Mince, you're down there at the bottom there. I put you behind, just next to that. So what's going to be your plan?
Well, I'm going to make myself look a bit disheveled, and I'm going to put some mud on my face as well.
Oh, I tell you, let's do that before you go. Because somebody has a skill that could be useful in that situation.
Oh, it's like a disguise skill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I do have disguise. It's a little low, but I could try.
We have plenty of mud out here.
Yeah, have a go.
It's just where Io just pushes me over.
Oh, but do you know, when you said it was a little low, I thought it was going to be like Hammond's athletics.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
well, you
true.
should be faster at my own age.
So you
really
Io uses,
that would be very low.
Uses her disguise expertise. She's sort of like, what would you do, Io, to him to make him look disheveled?
Shove him in the probably she would put her hands down in the mud and slap him a little bit. No, and
push some twigs. You need twigs in the hair.
Yeah, twigs in the hair. Maybe rip some of his clothes. That might be
good. Yeah, some of my armor.
Yeah, use my katana to cut some of his.
Put a little cut on his cheek. That's right.
Yeah, little cut. That's right.
Yeah, well, he already has a little cut there, I think.
Chop off a foot because there's vicious animals out there.
It's a couple toes.
So
from animals.
You're looking very disheveled at the moment, Minsk, via Io's disguise. So what's going to be your plan?
Here we go. I'm going to burst through the trees into the light. Oh my God! There are people here. Thank you.
Oh,
I crashed over there, and I've not had anything to drink for such a long time.
Okay then. So you come in.
And I will be doing that loud enough to hopefully affect the guards on the perimeter to turn around.
I see you. So you roll your influence roll. Oh, yes. Yeah, nice. So whereabouts would you like to stop?
Well, I'm going to stop here, this side of the fire.
So move yourself right the way up there. And these people...
panting heavily. I'm panting heavily as well.
So these people naturally turn to see what's going on into the thing. You look like you're influencing them. You do realize, Mince, just roll an insight roll for me, please.
Can you use a point to look to reverse that?
Yes, yeah, that'd be fine. Because
no, I'm going to go with this.
Is that okay then? Yeah. So they turn round and you sort of like come in, and that's when Hammond, you take your first shot.
Right. See if it works.
So this is the guy right the way down here. So this would be your first action point of the round.
Let's see if I can make something fun out of this. Where are you? I'm going to use my first point of luck to reverse that.
Okay then. So you get a 14, 34 out of 41, which is a hit. You're in close range, so you get one special. You can use choose location if you want. Yeah, I need a choose location and some damage, please.
Choose location, of course, I'm going ahead.
Okay.
damage. It's just I'll choose for me. It's gonna be 14. I'm just gonna choose.
Say again, sorry, what you going to do?
So I'll choose my damage as well. I'll say 14.
I think you have to roll your damage.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
You know,
Oh my
I guess you
God.
can.
You
Told
know
you.
nothing about the rules in Wills.
Yeah, I know nothing at all. That is quite a
button press.
What's the +0 on the end? Oh, that's you can't have a damage modifier, but well done for predicting that. So that's what 14 points of damage, which on your scout down there hits him. It hits his head. You notice it. They seem to have very little armor on his head. That's actually taken a serious wound there, or major wound. So you actually see through your sights that you shoot and he goes boom, and he falls down to the ground. And Io, you are next.
Terrible time to take a nap.
All right. Let's take a shot.
Take a shot. Roll on the skill first.
Oh, the skill.
You really don't want 9 as a hit roll.
I don't want 9.
Right.
I'll switch that with a point of luck.
46. So that will hit, and you're within short range, close range. So you'll have 1 special, and then a damage roll. So you can, if you wish, choose location and choose head because you're in short range. And
I'll do the head.
Okay then, and then roll your damage now. I presume you're going on semi rather than full auto or anything like that.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. 6 points. Okay then.
Just stuck with the 9 that I had at the beginning.
Yeah. Let's just call up his sheet. So he has 5 points in his head. So you did 6 points of damage, which takes it down to you are number 2, by the way, just so you know. Let me just put 2 by this guy so we know it's yours. So he has 4 points in the head. You did 6 points of damage, which takes him down to a serious wound, which means he has to make a endurance check against your original dice roll, which was 46, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if he succeeds with this, he's up. If he fails at this, then he's unconscious, but he's not dead. He fails, and so he slumps to the floor as well. Nicely. He seems he's unconscious. You didn't go for the kill shot, obviously, but he is down. Okay, Newman, you're next. Newman, don't let anyone down at this point, please.
Well, not to let people down. Isn't Captain next in the initiative order?
No, Captain was first.
Captain's Hammond went first, then Io.
No, I meant Minsk.
Oh, Minsk. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Minsk.
Yeah, not Captain Kangaroo, who is not our captain.
Yeah, Minsk. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Yes. Yeah. Are those real marshmallows?
So almost like trying to
I'll keep them distracted for the moment. Yeah.
Okay, then. None of the other weapons are silenced. So gunshots are about to be heard. Newman, what are you doing?
I would like to teach these people a lesson about the law. You don't presumably make somebody disappear, maybe, and not get blasted. Here's my law shotgun. If I'm within range. Or do I need to move first?
You'll need to move. How far away do you need to be?
I need to be 20 meters.
And how far?
For short range, but if I do medium range, which I'm fine with, I could do 100.
Well, you can be within 100 meters. It's up to you. If you tell me how far away you are, then we'll go from there.
Well, I was hoping to make it to 20 meters by the time
Yeah.
shots started firing off, but if I can't,
Okay then.
fine with that as
So
well.
just roll. Are you sort of like? I mean, you can probably get a little bit closer under cover of the darkness before Minsk actually comes in. And
I
then
actually thought that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
that was my
and then
preference.
sort of like close the last little bit to get within 20 meters. Because you don't want to surprise him or anything like that. So you sort of like walk your last 20, you do your little bit to get into 20 meters. So you can now take a shot. Go for it.
All right, time to let everybody down with the law. 71 of 85.
Yeah, that
Nice.
actually does hit. He's unaware of your shots and you're in close range. So therefore you've got, you can have your special. And you'll have a special, and then depending on your special, you have hit location and damage.
Well, if I'm within 20, I can do choose location head as well. Be like the rest of my buddies.
You certainly can.
Okay, that'll cover my hit location and my special, and let's just blow their head off. 2 damage. No, I got a 9.
Wow, what's all that detail in your damage?
+1.
Oh, it's in my conditions. That's where I keep what my plans are for like what I was going to spend skill rolls on. So that's what I did last time.
9 points. 9 points, which for that takes it down to -5 on its head, which makes that a serious wound, a major wound size. So he's out of it.
Headshot.
Okay, so we now come to the top of the round. Have you noticed on the turn order? Can you see it says count 6?
Yeah.
It must count them automatically now because I never refresh it. I just sort of like keep going round because. So let me just go through everybody like that. So now we're coming back round to turn 2. I can now come on to the turn order, Minsk, for the people near you.
Is that because there's a big, massive shot just go off?
Gosh.
Yeah. There's lots of noise and everything going off. And they sort of like hear this shot and they seem to be turning round. And what I'm going to get these guys to do now is to make a willpower check against your influence roll that you did. Okay, so up to now, they were totally believing what is going on. They've seen 3 of their colleagues' gunshots gone off, 3 of the guards down. It's now time. Do they really still believe you? If they believe you, then they're probably going to not think you're anything to do with this and try to rescue you. But if they don't believe you, then guns are going to be drawn. So what was your original?
It was 99, and that was a success. Was it?
And what was it outside your dreams?
There's a 77, I think.
Was this? Influence was 4. Was it 14? No, yeah, 14.
Yeah,
yes,
14. Yeah, 14.
Such a bad roll.
It's and that's when a point of luck and reverse it would actually make it better.
It would.
Yeah. Okay then. So we're going to go round. So this is the one diagonally opposite you first. He fails. The one in front of you. This is the one in front of you, Minsk. Yeah.
Yep.
He fumbled.
Ooh.
No, so yeah, so
with his fumble,
he
falls
convinces
and
the guy
stabs
next to
himself.
him.
yeah.
It's
So
like, this guy seems really like he's in trouble. We need to help this guy.
he
out, guys.
fumbles, and then this one here is the last one. Oh,
Goddamn hero.
now,
Oh, no, it doesn't,
he
does it?
succeeds, but he doesn't win the
Fails.
opposed
Very-
roll because yours was 14. So he's actually thing. So this one is so unbelievably think you're the important thing. He sort of like says, he sort of like turns around and says, "Come with me, I'll get you inside." And he's sort of like super convinced that you are the person to protect. You might have actually
I'm the man.
Yeah, you think you've probably got the chief, the person in charge, and he sort of like says to the others, "Hold them off." And he sort of like puts his body between you and the oncoming fire. And
That's my guy.
And that's it. Okay, then. Now, the interesting thing now, as I do this, is like so. So just to, now that those lights have gone, their lights have sort of like fallen onto the ground. You know, they're sort of like waving about all over the place, but they don't seem to be firing in your direction. They're not lighting up where you are out in the darkness. You can still see those two people because they're like lit up by the fire. They have taken almost like crouching defensive positions, and they're sort of like, they've got their medium blasters out, and they're sort of like scanning around. They're going to they're going to delay to take defensive actions on this one. This guy, Minsk, is encouraging you to come to the doorway. Okay, then.
I will follow.
Yeah, okay, then. So he sort of like puts you behind his back, and he's got his blaster out, and he's sort of like head for the ship with his fumble, and sort of like backs you into it. Hammond, you're next.
I'm gonna be aiming for this guy right here.
Okay, now.
Get my ready shot so I can shoot the next one.
How come you're doing with black? How come you're pinging with black when your character color is blue?
Because
how are you managing that?
I hacked the system. I played my
Okay then, yeah. Go for it.
I'm just doing that. I'm looking at him. I can't shoot at him in order to get that ready action. I have to do.
I see. So to use, yeah, I see what you mean. You're just aiming up at him, ready to use your scope. Got ya. Io.
I guess I'll take a shot at the top guy, right? That's the one that's left.
Okay then. Now, in order to get your choose location shot, you need to take a turn to actually. Oh no, you're not.
Aim.
You're not on sights, aren't you?
I don't have sights.
No. And is he still in your close range?
I believe so. Yeah.
If it's 600, it definitely is.
Yeah,
he's within. He's
go
30.
for it then. Go for it. Roll. This would be your second action.
Oh, nope.
So you have an option now. You can either just miss. You could use a point of luck. You could reverse it, but that's not going to help you. But you could use a point of luck to re-roll it. Once you use a point of luck, you can't use another point of luck on the roll. So say, for example, you roll it again and get 64. You can't then say, I'm going to reverse it. You can only use a point of luck on the roll once. So it's up to you. You can either leave it and miss him, or you can use a point of luck I don't know how much luck points you have, but they refresh every session. Okay.
I have 2 left.
Okay.
So I could take a point. What do you guys think? Should I take a point of luck?
I think it's worth it. But if you get 64, I'm gonna shout something's wrong.
Yeah, I got
72. It's always worth a shot.
Yeah. Okay then. So that's IO done. Minsk.
I'm following this guy. He's
You're just being herded into. Yeah. Got you.
Yep. I'll wait till I'm inside to decide what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Okay then. Newman, you're up.
I'm going to pop a shot at this guy.
Okay. So how far away are you going to be now?
Oh yes, good point. Actually, I want to spend my turn running up to get cover at that one of the metal containers that the guys were patrolling.
Okay.
Between. Yeah.
So if you run, you can't do any other action that round. Okay.
Would that be necessary to make it though?
Right. So this is what. So you were 20 meters away, were you, for your short range?
Correct.
So what's your walk speed?
No, well, not rapid, so it's a 6.
It's a 6. So that 6 would be split across your 2 combat turns. So you would use 3 and then 3. Okay. So you are probably making your way up to this part at the moment. Yeah. Is that going to be the plan? Do you want to take cover behind there?
All right, gonna run and do it.
I can't really see it too well, so I'm taking your word for it that there is something there.
Yeah. So you, when you get close, that is where the object is. I've put you right in front of it. So
okay. Go ahead.
You can start moving towards that. You'll come across it. There is a light of the guard sort of like waving around there, so you will eventually find it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my goal.
Okay then. So that takes out. That is combat round 1, over and done with, which leads us now into combat round 2. We're coming back up to the top, and down here, Minsk, you are now inside the starship. Can you just make a perception roll? Assuming you're making almost like a quick glance around.
I would like to re-roll that, but yes. That's not an actual fumble, though, is it?
It is.
It is. Oh,
yeah.
So
it's only if your Hazra only fumbles on 100, because his skills above 100. Yeah, but up to that one. So that's it. So you take a quick glance around.
Right, well, I'm going to use a punch luck to re-roll that, if that's okay.
You can't re-roll fumbles.
I can't I can't. Can I say
Yeah.
no? It's the rule.
It's the rule. It's the law. I know.
The law.
Did I say it at exactly the same time?
You did.
Yep.
It's the law. So you sort of like put back into. So you're actually in the actual starship at the moment.
Yeah, I think the difference with the light from outside, the darkness from the inside is going to throw my eyes off anyway.
Yeah, nice one. So these 2 guys back up. They're going to be moving. How much is this movement going to be? So they're going to be running back to that. So that takes up their whole movement action. They can't do anything else on that. Apart from run up to it. So Minsk and the other guy are inside the spaceship. These 2 guys now have cover of the spaceship. Okay, so they're now firing from cover. That's them done. They've got nothing else. So Hammond, we're coming back to you now.
Hammond's going to attempt to pock shot this guy in the face.
Could you just that top one? So he's
let's see
from cover. So if you're running, you can take reactive actions, but not offensive actions, if that makes sense. It's a bit like spell casting or something like that.
What does the number equate to? Is that like 5 per number? Like 6 would be 30 meters?
Oh, so what's your movement? 6. Is that what you're saying?
Like if your movement is 6,
Okay, so
what does that equate to?
Yeah, 6 meters. Okay, then. So if you
Oh,
want
wow.
to, you can run 12 meters or more than that, actually. You can run that, but you can't take up any other action apart from a reactive action like take cover,
Wow.
evade. If you're
Okay.
walking and shooting, then you take your movement half in the first action and half in your second action. So if you've got a movement of 6, you'll move 3 meters after your first shot or before your first shot, and 3 meters after your second shot or something like that. So it's split between the two actions. That everybody has 2 actions. So these guys have run. They can't do any more movement now, but they can do reactive actions, i.e. fire, take cover if need be. Hammond, 88. What would you like to do with that 88?
Curse at my gods. Tell them how dare you. No, see, I don't want to waste my last point of luck. Just in case something gets a little crazier as we get further in.
It's 9:45. We're finishing in 15 minutes.
It's always good to keep a point of luck to change
I know. I'll
a
keep my
major
point
to
of
a
luck.
serious.
I'll keep my point of luck. Let fate work this out narratively.
Okay, so the shot comes up and it pings off the side of the starship, and one of these guys is sort of like ducks. Tex, Io, you're up next.
All right, I'll take a shot. See if I can hit somebody again.
Probably the one closest to you.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope. That sort of. Do you wish to use a point of luck?
No.
No, I was going to say Minsk made you do it. He encouraged it last time.
I did, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, then. So they seem to be quite effectively in cover now. Minsk, is there anything you would like to do? It's your...
Yeah, well, there was, but this isn't going to plan. Right. I was hoping those 2 would be down outside. So I'm going to turn to
Come on, do it.
guy. I'm going to say,
oh, I thought you were going to shoot him.
no, I was, but I know there's 2 people still outside. You've got more help in here, haven't you? And that's a question like that. So is that question to find out if there's more people in here?
Oh, I see what you mean. You're trying to ascertain whether or not this is the only...
Yeah, but you've got more help, haven't you, in here?
Yeah. Okay, then. So roll your influence skill. Yeah, he sort of like backs you as he backs you through the door into deep cover, and sort of like you say, he sort of like glances over his shoulder and says, "Don't worry, mate. This is all we need. We'll take them. If not, we've got a plan." And he signals. He sort of like looks down, and you see on his belt there appears to be some kind of it looks like, roll your insight.
Oh, don't let me down now, insight.
Suicide belt.
You didn't.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of detonator. And this is the thing that you now see, what
That I
you would
missed.
have been good
Yeah.
to see as you come in. There seems to be explosives inside the actual starship. Newman, you're up.
Oh boy.
I'm presuming I am like at an area with cover, and that I am exactly on the map now. I'm not like
Yeah. So what
theoretical.
I'm going to do for you, I'm going to give this object light.
Second day he gave light.
So you
These animals are God. He is. Okay. Yeah,
Can you see
that
it
does
now?
help to confirm where I am. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it, and that I am behind cover. So I'm 38 meters away from the guy that's up top.
in cover. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try and help out anyways, and do a medium range shot with my shotgun.
Nice.
And just try and help out Captain, because I don't know anything about explosives, but yeehaw! Here's my the law skill. I would like to use a point of luck.
Yeah.
Is that the first point of luck tonight?
To reverse it, yeah?
Yeah, reverse it to a...
I use your first one.
Okay, well.
So that's 49. So he will try to, because he's got cover, so he will try to dive into cover to prevent the shot from happening. So just to let you know, if he is successful, remember this is an opposed roll, so the highest roll wins. If he's successful, your gun goes off, but he manages to get into cover. If he's unsuccessful, then you can actually shoot. But when you roll, unless you choose location, which you can't, but what you'll do is a hit location. If it hit locates his head, his chest, or his firing arm, you hit him. If not, it hits the starship, the cover. And this is how, if you remember last time, you fired through the tree. Yeah.
I had a hard time with a tree. I'll probably have a harder time with metal.
So this is, so what am I doing? 49. Okay, then.
Yeah.
He succeeds, but only with a 15, which means you get the shot. So you can have a special. Sorry, no, you don't have a special because you didn't get one high. You both succeeded. So you have a hit location and damage, please.
Can I use a point of luck?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's too late at this point to make you re-roll your evade. Is that something I can do?
I certainly can do that. That's not a problem. You are in time because as soon as you started to roll hit location, that's when it would have time would have been up.
Locked in.
So cross.
Yeah. So I would like to spend that. It's about the same situation, isn't it?
It's about the same, but I just got so excited that I was near a crit. Because if I had critically succeeded, I would have had this special.
Yeah, you would have. That was a gamble. But
sorry, I got really excited then, but I just have visions of Baltimore all over again. So hit location and damage, please. So hit location first.
Rolling my d20. That is a 19.
Holy crap!
Which is ahead. Which is out of cover.
Boom. Excuse me, sir, but here goes your head. 10 damage.
Do you want to? I love that your damage roll has a delay. I don't know. Everybody else's damage roll just comes up. Yours, it just comes. There's a pause, and then it goes up. Okay, then that is.
Has to roll 3 dice instead of 2.
Yeah, that's still quite low for 3, isn't it? No, it's not bad. 10. That'd take
18 is my maximum with
I was going to that is so that gives him a major wound in his head. I'll just roll his endurance to see what happens with it. Yeah, he's was it this top one?
Yeah.
He is down and out of it. And that takes us back up to it's still combat round 2, but it's turn 2. Nobody can hit, just so you're aware, nobody can hit Minsk and the other guy inside.
They're inside.
Yeah.
We're protected by the ship and lots of dynamite.
Yeah. So this guy, he sort of like herds you into the scout ship. You recognize it as a scout ship. Minsk. It looks very battered and torn. You notice that some of the paneling has been taken off. There seems to be additional wooden structures being made. It seems as if it's been here a long time.
But the general layout's going to be the same as my ship.
Yes, so you're in the cargo hold. Sorry, in the side door. You know where you
the entryway into the
exactly. Yeah. Do you want to be on a map of a star of a?
No. It's in
sure?
my head.
I can switch you, just you if you wish.
I wouldn't like to waste your time.
No, I'm quite excited to try to use it. Hang on, let's see if it works. Are you on
Oh, thank God everybody's in the ship with me. That's brilliant.
so now on my sheet, because I can see all the maps, your icon, is now on that ship.
Yeah.
And not so. Let me just come to it. So yeah,
I've got IO Hammond and you with me as well. So I'm Purdy.
So you've come in here, yeah.
Yeah, with the double doors.
Yeah, that's through that airlock. Okay, then back down to the camp. If you want to be moved back, I don't know how to do that. let me just see.
I'll go through his wardrobe. I'm back.
Oh yes, so I know how to do that now. So
my fog's gone though. I can see everything. That's okay.
That's all right. So let's how do I get you off there altogether? Do I just delete you?
No.
Oh, you're stuck there now. I have no idea. Okay then. Scouts are done. And Hammond, we're up to you.
Hammond angry that he failed the last shot.
Do take note of your rounds, by the way.
How many rounds do I supposed to have?
Your sniper rifle has 20 rounds in a box.
Got it. Okay.
So this will be your third one down. Assault rifle has 30. Shotgun has 32. I think you want a drum rather than a box. Is that correct?
Everyone just cross their fingers.
Mr. Pickles, are you still there?
Big money, no whammies.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use my last point of luck. I'm gonna reroll it. I want to see if I can get there.
Okay.
Come on,
98.
baby.
Come on.
Make it special. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. That's absolutely fine. I presume you're still in close range at that point. Yeah, same as before. So you now I just need to, so I presume you'll do, oh, hang on. I have, I'm in cover. So I get to evade. What's that roll? 29.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see.
Wait. Oh, they haven't fired, so they have 2 actions, right?
Yeah, so they move, so they can only do, everybody has 2 actions in M space, no matter what. So they're not firing, but they did run, but they can only take reactive actions. So I fail it. So yeah, you get a shot, so you can choose location at me, which I presume that's what you're going to do, and you need to do some damage for me, please.
Damage. Just make it nice jello all over the place.
Go on, max out.
Ooh, that's not a lot. That takes that down to -4 there. So let me just, what was your initial one? 29. He fails that.
Ooh.
So
That's another 63.
Yeah, I'm liking 63 today, aren't I? So that's that guy is out. Io.
I probably didn't hear over the comms that there's a detonator, right? We don't know that.
No, I've not said anything.
Yeah.
I've just seen it myself. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Me saying, "Oh no, a detonator!"
Detonator
All right.
attached to your belt.
I'll move up closer. To like the cargo.
Right, hang on a minute. Because how far were you away? You were away 600.
No.
600 meters.
No, he wasn't.
No. I was like 30 meters away.
Okay, then. So 30 meters away. Was that
25?
No, that's not where you were.
Oh,
because it's a bit like Hammond at the moment is in. Hammond's about 900 meters away from the furthest.
Oh, you're
point.
saying that I'm at my medium. I'm at my short range. I'm at 600 meters.
Yeah.
Well, you
okay.
Anywhere to 600.
I thought we were closer,
We
like at the
established that.
tree line or something like that. But okay.
No, the only person who came closer was Newman, and he was 20 meters away. Is that right, Newman?
Yeah, it was. And then the last guy I shot at was about 38 meters away.
So you have an option, Io. You can start moving towards the camp, but it's going to take you time to get there, same as Hammond. Because so now we see the balance between.
I thought that we were all like close. I didn't think that I was 600 meters away. So okay.
Yeah. So do you want to start heading towards the camp? Or not?
Can I do like a sensors check to see if the drones are nearby or if anything is left?
Yeah, by all means. So roll your sensor roll.
Nope.
Okay. So sensors appears to be clear. And Minsk, we're coming down to you, who's inside at the moment.
Yeah. I feel a bit. No. I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
For your help and flick gun out, bang.
Okay then. Go for it.
Flicking what out?
His gun.
Okay.
So he's. He doesn't know that this is going to happen, so he can't take cover or anything like that or evade the shot. So as long as you hit, you will have a special. You'll be at close range at this point.
Fingers crossed. Oh, that's a nice roll.
Yeah, 49. That's a hit. So you're in close range because you're nice and close.
But my hand is on his shoulder.
Yeah.
My other hand was right under his chin.
Nice. So do some. I presume you're targeting.
Headshot. Gosh. For 6 points.
Ooh.
That's a borderline.
That is a borderline. Okay, so that takes him into a serious wound.
It's an endurance check.
Yeah. So what was your roll?
49.
49. So his endurance is quite low. It's 22. However, if he gets a crit, he will have succeeded. Okay, on it. Oh, I saw that. I saw that little cross coming. Okay, and so you shoot him in the head, and
literally hand on shoulder, and then bang up through his chin.
Nice. There's a nice spray of blood as he falls to the ground, and just before we go
on the detonator.
Yeah, he just lands on it, and then that's it. Just before we go for our break, because it's nearly past, it's only 2 minutes, so I'll just pop this into the pot, and then we'll take our 15-minute break. So just as you shoot him and he goes down, Io, you're the only person who hears this. You're the only person who hears this. You notice or you hear on the communications array the tiniest bit of static and a bit of a click and a bit of static. And we'll leave that there. You can probably guess what is happening, Io. But we'll leave it there. We're going to go for our break now. So we'll be back at 1:45. So please go away and grab something to eat and drink and come back when we have discovered what the crackling and static is on the communication systems. Okay, we will be back at 1:45. See you then. And I will just quickly go to that one.
Video is sponsored by the design.
Need me on and we need them on. Welcome back, everyone. I've just got one little bit of toast to finish eating that I'll nibble as we go along. So Minsk, I think it was a really good idea, by the way, for you to go in close quarters there. That was perfect. The other thing is I checked the rules, so make a note of this, just so you know in the future. So walk is your normal walk. Run, okay, run is 3 times your movement. Okay, 3 times your movement is your run, and that's, you can run in, it takes you run for the whole round, okay, not by action, you just run, but you can take reactive actions if you run. So you can either
you can
run,
dive, duck, evade.
evade, etc. There is another one that's higher than run, which is called sprint. Sprint is 5 times your movement rate, okay? But you can't do anything while you're sprinting. Also, remember that when people try to hit you and you, when you're running, then there is a negative modifier for that because you are running and sprinting. Okay, so very, very rarely goes. People are generally running for cover. So we left it. Minsk, you're inside with 3 dead bodies, by the way, and a whole load.
Well, 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside.
Just to let you know, when Hammond missed, I did think about rolling his damage to see whether or not he penetrated the ship's hull. And then, but then I thought a bullet is not going to penetrate a ship's hull. But I thought it would be really funny if he penetrated the ship's hull and hit an explosive.
Bigger, badder, boom.
That's how my mind works. Yeah, so you're inside. There's 3 dead people there. And just to let you know, inside there seems to be some kind of makeshift lighting. It's not the ship's lighting at all. You figure there's maybe some kind of generator somewhere. If it makes sense, it's sort of like a lighter than wires.
Then another one, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. All the doors in here are open. It looks like the ship has no internal power at all.
And they've just jamming the doors open.
Yeah, they've just made sure it's open. Hammond and Io are out in the woods, and Newman, you're behind cover, and Io, so go for it.
So, just out of interest, is the air inside just the same as outside then?
Yeah,
indeed, right. Yeah,
it's still very thick and humid, but obviously there's no poisonous gas around here, so you're not wearing your filter masks, etc.
That's fine.
And Io, you heard some static and crackling on the comms. That's where we left it. Just to let you know, nobody else hears this. Only Io hears it. Is there anything that you would like to do, Io?
Well, I'll tell the group first. And then I don't know that my sensors will be able to pick anything up from here. Well, the ship's in emergency power, so it wouldn't have its sensors working, so I couldn't do a wider spread of the sensors necessarily, right? I would know that.
You would you're not too sure what the inside of the ship is like, but you would have to have the ships to do a wide sensor scan of the planet. Yeah.
Okay. I'll start making my way towards the ship, I guess.
Okay.
And soon as I get a moment, I'll relay what's happened inside, and that they're all down by the looks of it, and I'm just through the way.
Okay. Hammond, what's going to be your plan?
I won't hurry too
Leap.
much, but I'm pretty much. I think I'll just try to catch up because I know I'm the furthest away.
Yeah. Are you going to head towards the camp as well?
Yeah.
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 Okay then. So as you're both, Newman, what's going to be your plan? Sorry, I forgot about you then.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about Newman. His charisma's so low. So he's switching from his shotgun, letting it hang from a strap around his chest, and he's going to his baton because his goal now is to regroup with everybody, but then go in and make sure nobody's hiding around any corners. He's gonna snap them across the face if they jump out at him.
Okay, so you're going to make your way into the ship.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay then. So as Io and Hammond, you're making your way towards the camp, and Newman, you are probably in the ship. Minsk, is there anything else you wanted to do? Sorry, I missed you out.
Yeah, I'd like to say, just be careful when you're coming in the ship. It's full of explosives. It seems like he had a Hail Mary.
No, I thought you said there's explosives.
Yes, we can collect them later.
Yeah. Just to let you know, it seems to be now that you've had a little bit more time to view it, it seems to be really around the entrance.
Literally just to close the thing off.
Yeah. If anything else, you're not too sure what they have experienced at all. Out here, but it definitely looks like it's been rigged to probably explode. You're not too sure whether or not it would just automatically shut the door or blow the whole lot off. When Hammond, I think Hammond has a demolition skill.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah. So when Hammond makes his way, because he's sort of like tottering along with his Zimmer frame at the moment. Do they have Zimmer frames in America?
I have no idea what that is.
No idea
it's that thing. It's like a cage that old people hold when they walk forward.
And then they lift it.
What?
Lift it up, move it forward, then move, then lift it up, move it forward, move. Yeah.
How do you know?
a walker. We call him a walker here.
Walkers, yes, like The Walking Dead.
Oh, right, yeah. So,
Yeah, pretty much. But that's the equivalent of what
so
it has.
a Zimmer
yeah.
frame has like rubber stands on it, so it doesn't push. I would class
we use tennis balls.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would class a walker. So my mom has a walker because it's on wheels.
Yeah, because it's your brakes, hasn't it?
Yeah,
on the
she has
handles.
brakes
Yeah.
and everything. And on the posh ones, you can actually sit down on them as well. You know, but I didn't know whether or not Zimmer frames were universal or not. But obviously, I bet probably Medivac is finding a picture of a Zimmer frame and posting it in the Discord.
No, I was actually taking one out of my wife's catalogue that she's got for rehabilitation.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah.
So Hammond is sort of like coming across, making his way. And as Newman, you come into the ship and see the carnage that is there. You all hear a crackle and a piece of static a burst of static over your comms. And all of a sudden you hear what initially you think is a female voice, but you then think it could be a male voice and a little bit robotic. Everybody roll a insight check.
I'm gonna be insightful today.
Oh my gosh.
A 55 out of that's the best roll you could have had. Yeah.
Just saw that. Like, whoa, wow, that was lucky.
Right. Io, are you looking Minsk?
I'm muted. I'm going to look and reverse it, please.
Say again, sorry. You go to look.
Look
Yeah.
and reverse it, yeah.
Yeah. Hammond? Oh, you don't have any luck points left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you. I've remembered that. And Newman. So you hear this voice, and anybody who's succeeded with the insight roll, you suddenly pick up that it's probably quite. It's synthesized. It's definitely not like a normal voice, and you think this is why it's sort of like crossing over and being different at now and again. Okay, let's see if I can do this.
Is this Purdy?
Sorry, wrong one. Wait. I do
You need to
have.
rap.
I thought we were doing
Need to
old
rap.
Ditto.
Yeah, I was. I was going to rap for you. It was all going to come. I think it's
My name is Purdy. I ain't
Very
dirty.
easy.
and I ain't dirty. What?
Okay, this is it. Okay then, so all of a sudden, over your communication system, you heard the following message. So, I've found you. Took me a while, but I have to say, I found you.
It's Purdy.
It's not Purdy.
It's not Purdy.
Wait, who's looking for us? I'm going to immediately get on my comms and say, well, who are you? Why are you looking for us?
Oh, I've been looking for you for a long time. I'm interested how you avoided my drones, though. Just out of interest, how did you do that?
With skill and panache. And a little bit of down do.
You just hear.
Yes, skill is not what you are known for.
Rude.
I'm going to blow myself up now.
Just tell me what you're saying into your comms and what you're not, by the way.
That's rude was just to us. I didn't say that. Robotman.
The drones are quite predictable. We're able to outsmart them pretty easily.
Oh, yes, you must be the old man, yes?
You chill because of my great sexy voice.
It wasn't anything to do with sex appeal. It was more the authoritative tones that I could hear emanating from your throat.
Keep the punch on.
And the smell from your diaper.
Is that on cam? Is that...
We just start roasting each other to this.
Yeah, if you could
He
say,
just starts talking to us. He's
if
like,
you could say, if you could preempt anything that you say, I'll say on comms, and then I know what's going on and what's not.
Would IO know about the range in which someone would have to communicate with us or be able to communicate with us? Like how close this person could be or how far?
Could be anywhere from being very close to far away. Depends on their communication array. For example, it could be, if it was on a ship, it would have to get through the electrical storm.
Yeah.
So you would assume it's probably on planet.
Yeah.
But just out of interest, it seems that they have hacked into your communication array.
God damn
Io, is there a chance you can block this voice? Maybe
I can
scramble
try. It might take me a minute or two.
If a minute or two is,
But if they were able to
long,
hack into my system, then they might have a better program than I have.
I have the utmost faith in you.
All right, well, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay,
Might be able to
then.
find the way.
Is this?
I have questions while they're hacking, but we don't have to do that.
No, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I want to know what this thing is, whether it's one of these metallic objects or is it a rogue AI?
I just didn't know if anyone wanted to run the dice before we get ahead of ourselves and ask questions.
What do you want me to roll dice for?
Oh, I thought you guys were going to try and hack.
Oh yes, no. So everybody can have an action. So the hack, it will take a number of rounds.
I'm still walking.
A number of minutes. No, this is when Hammond and Io have got to the edge of the camp. So you're on the edge of the camp. But the actual clicking and static happened as you were walking.
Right,
and
that was when he was hacking.
That was when when it hacked when they hacked your comm system. So you can now, if you wish, try to defend your comm system. So what you're trying to do now is to try to reduce their number of points that they have invested in your comm link. So you will have your own computer skill, and then you need to do your intelligence and your power averaged, and that becomes your conflict pool.
Let's see, where did I put that? Oh, 16.
Okay, have you got that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, mine's a 16.
So
and then what was the other part that I needed?
So you'll roll your comm skill.
Okay.
Your comm skill that you roll, and then you will then actually whoever wins will start
rolls the D6.
That is totally it. So we'll have our first round of that, and then Newman and Hammond and Minsk, if there's anything you would like to ask or to keep the person talking, a bit like on the old Cops show, keep them talking where we've done a trace, and we'll go from there. So yeah, so go for it.
Ouch.
Ooh, are you looking?
That was dangerous.
Are you looking it?
No.
Okay, then here's my dice roll. Oh, that's not rolling. Why is my dice not rolling?
You set it to 300%.
Oh, there it is. 65. I succeed.
Holy cow. Yeah, might not be able to do this.
Yours is 91. You'll be fine.
So you have reduced yours by 5 points. So what was your total amount?
I'm at 11 now.
Okay, got you. People listening in, what would you like to say or do?
I want to be brash here, and on comms, what should we call you? If we're going to be talking, that is.
Let's say you can call me Mercury, as in Mercury rising.
I don't understand the reference.
Bruce Willis.
That explains why I don't understand the reference.
Mercury, why do you think we're here?
Oh, I know why you're here. You're here on Project Nemesis's business.
All right. So if you know why they're here, then you know what we're looking for. Can you help us out with that? Just be done with this.
Me help you? No. That's not going to happen.
And now, could you roll? Let's do another comm set roll.
Sorry, can I just do a comms and
Yeah,
say?
go for it.
Oh,
What
I
do you
ran
know,
computers, not comms. My bad.
what do you know about the other people that crashed here? Where are they? Where are you keeping them?
They have no interest in them. My interest is completely in you.
Aww.
Okay, let's do a comms roll.
It's easy 'cause you're mechanical.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Very nice.
very
Nice.
That is
nice.
like the best score you could
Very
get, apart from 80.
nice.
Yeah,
That's like
nearly
Or an 8.
the best score you can have.
yeah.
62. So I still win. I still succeed, but you're higher. So roll a 1d6 for me.
God damn it.
And if you could roll another one, that'd be awesome.
Who's the most intelligent person in the group?
Obviously.
That's me, obviously.
Is it?
Obviously.
I don't know.
I have a 10
I
with
have a
Newman.
13.
16.
I have a 13. Oh, 16 for Hammond. That's bigger.
No way.
That's just not right.
It's my highest
Why would
thing.
it-
It's not
why would he
my
not?
brain.
Because
Yeah,
he's
he's the-
old.
He has
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it's called wisdom.
Okay,
sir.
then. So
That's called intelligence.
So what's your wisdom?
You can roll an insight roll because you've got the highest intelligence.
Yay. I don't know how high my insight is.
So there is his insight's like 20.
Yeah, my insight's probably not great. Oh no, my insight's okay. It's a 49.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Insight.
Yeah, very nice.
Hammond, you suddenly, when they mention the word Mercury, something twigs in your head about how Project Nemesis names their groups.
Mhm.
And you suddenly remember that they're actually named, if you remember, after deities, either of the Roman or the Roman ethos, Parthenon, and not that's what am I? It's not the Parthenon. That's in Greece. Anyway, that sort of like group of gods, and so Mercury, it sort of like triggers something off. And Mercury is Roman, but yours are named after Greeks, you think, because if you remember, there was a conversation about how good you go up the ranks. Okay,
Yeah.
so, but your wonderful intelligence actually twigs that and makes that connection.
What was our name that they give us?
We're
trying to
like the god of apprenticeship.
I think, hang on,
I know it was slightly
Mediocrity?
insulting.
it was insulting.
It was like a beginner god that you
It
gave
was,
us.
it was like Uranus or something.
No.
No, it was like a really minor god.
Do you want to know? I did consider giving you that name, but it decided not to because you would just laugh about it all the time.
I didn't write it down. How weird.
So
Just when I wrote it down.
I did write it down because I created the.
So we're not called Uranus Rising either, right?
No, we're Uranus falling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Following through.
Uranus Rising and
You
down.
are called
Burning Uranus. No.
Momus, Momus, the god of mockery, blame, ridicule, scorn, complaint, and harsh criticism. He was
Yeah, we're
expelled.
complainers.
He was expelled by Zeus from heaven for ridiculing the gods. So you are very much Greek thing, but this is Mercury, which would be the Roman god of Hermes, the messenger of the gods in the Greek mythology. Anybody like to say anything before we do
I don't want to give it away that we
Yes.
might know who he is, but I do want to catch up to the captain, maybe write it down or something, so that way
Okay, then.
communicate.
So you'll sort of like make your way inside. Newman, did you want to say something back?
Yeah, I wanted to ask on comms. So what is it you want from us, Mercury?
I just wanted to see the competition. See what I was up against.
So you're opposing us. You're our enemy? On comms.
I nearly hit banana then, and not AI. I would have come out like...
That's a safe word.
I
would have come out like creepy doll. Hello, I'm a creepy
It's like Adventure Time.
He says,
Hello,
well,
Bino.
I wanted to see what the competition was. Yes, I presume you are up against me.
Is this what you've done with Dolus team? That was the 4 people we were supposed to find.
You didn't say over Pomsey, so I was...
Oh, sorry. Sorry, overcomes.
He says, I haven't got the foggiest what you are talking about. I'm here for you. For your team, Minsk. For you. Nice shot, by the way.
Thank you. I will look forward to showing you up close and personal.
How does he know
Mercury.
that when
Tate,
not on comms?
um,
How does he know that when you were inside the ship?
can you
There must-
roll
There's
your comms roll? Please.
There must be like cameras or something within the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, our ship has cameras.
It's
in the
on
halls,
emergency
doesn't it?
power, though.
But maybe they've got... It could be just sensors picking it up.
He could just literally be a program on a laptop that's plugged in the corner and that has a little webcam on it. It's just staring at us from the hallway.
Well, you win that roll, comms, IO. So roll your 1d. Oh, that's getting better.
Nice.
That's getting better.
Very nice.
Let me just go back.
Joe's going to get to the point where he goes, no, I'll tell you what it is, and I bet you win.
Although I was pleased that he was removed from the general run of things. I thought you were very brave to do it in such a public setting.
Oh, that's what he's talking about. Off comms, he's talking about Brock or Beck or whatever his name was. Brock.
It was Brock.
Oh, Brock.
Yeah, that was not our
Eddie.
finest moment.
But I'm sorry, but he...
It was your finest moment. It wasn't ours.
Yeah, but he was threatening a child and killed that child's mother. I'm sorry. I will not take that back.
I think he succeeded. He didn't just threat.
He did.
Wait,
Yeah.
on comms. Have you been following us since before we were on Project Nemesis or since?
Oh, and IO speaks. It's nice to hear you. I must say your communication array was quite, shall I say, basic. It wasn't the best protected. To be honest with you, it didn't take me very long to hack into it at all. very
I mean, we've
basic.
been on this planet for 2 days.
This on comms?
Not bad. Yeah. It's not bad.
I only found it a few, well, minutes ago.
According to you.
And just to let you know, I will be terminating this call because I can see that you are trying to fuck this back. Don't worry. I will come again sometime, and maybe even you can meet some of my friends next time. I'm sure they will be very happy to meet you.
As long as your friends love having bullet holes in their head.
And marshmallows.
Comms are dead.
Yeah.
Mm.
It comes out.
I didn't know
Bummer.
whether or not Hammond that was on comms or not because you.
Mine, yeah, sorry, mine was meant to be.
Yeah, and mine.
Yeah,
Mine was a threat.
there was no. Your comms seems to be.
Didn't hit anything.
You actually managed to get control back over your comms. Whatever was in there.
Now, what the hell was that?
I don't know, but I have a feeling that they were doing a lot more damage than I was doing.
Hmm.
It was
once we get closer,
very Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was when we get closer, I'm going to check the demolition. Maybe I can undo it so it doesn't act.
Yeah. So, do you
Okay.
want to have a go at and disarming it?
Yeah.
I'll point out the trigger on the guy's belt.
Yeah.
So-
So there's a couple of wires you can cut. You can either cut one
The
wire.
orange wire or the green
Yeah.
wire.
Alright.
So
the purple wire.
let's roll your demolition skill and see whether or not you click the right one. I would hate that you blow everything up.
Can I just say that I will be...
He's got no luck left either. I just saw Minsk's token whiz across it.
You right.
You just run.
No, I didn't just run. I would meet.
I'll you know, we're not in a rush. I'll take my time on it. See if I can figure out which leads to what and all that.
You can. So you failed your roll. You can use one of the heroic points, of course.
I think you should use a heroic point to turn that into a critical
Just-
success.
Well,
Just leave it
no,
here.
it'll just be a success because he's failed, so it'll move it to a success, which I've just given you one instead of taking one off.
That's fine. Just take that one off and use it.
Okay, taken.
No, but
Down
use it
to two.
twice.
Okay, then. So the first thing that you notice as you disconnect this, it wasn't very well done at all. There was really a faulty wireless connection between the actual trigger that the guy was carrying and the bombs. You actually think whoever rigged this up was probably no expert at all. You didn't think it was somebody who was proficient in the actual use of demolition explosives. That's the word I'm looking for at all. It was quite basic.
Okay. Is there any? Is it like what kind of explosives is it? Is it like?
Yeah, it looks like mining charges, as if they was used to mine on a planet. And as you are you going to start looking around the rest of the ship or not? Is that?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Now that
I'm hoping Newman's going to take lead on this and just room by room search.
Yeah, with my baton out as my primary because I am a little bit more hesitant about shooting through. There's some flimsy ships we've been on. Some of them have exploded. And
Okay.
I actually want to mention to Minsk, I don't really remember much of what happened before our last ship exploded, but is there any chance we had some kind of AI on our ship and they might be pissed we blew it up?
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and shoot me in the top of the head because he knows too much. No, I'd say, no, Newman, that was you. That's why you now use a baton.
Well, okay. I
No,
just
I'm only joking. I have no idea. I can't remember.
Have you seen
Oh.
that D&D YouTube short or Instagram reel when they've discovered the hand of Vecna, and the guy, the sort of like the fighter says, I lift my axe up and bring it down onto my own hand and chop off my hand, pick up the hand of Vecna, put it on, and
Stick
rush
it-
out the door.
Yeah, that was on Critical Role.
It's Critical
Joe,
Role. Yeah,
Joe Magna, whatever.
yeah.
That's what reminded me of it then, Minsk.
No,
Okay, then.
That's what's his face, wasn't it?
Joe something with an
Yeah,
M.
Magnello.
Married
Deathstroke.
to Sophie. or
It
whatever
was
the fuck
good.
it-
I like that. So Newman and Minx, you are doing surveying the ship. The other thing that Hammond and Io, you could head to the bridge to see whether or not there's anything there that you can find in anything that any information about why the ship crashed or anything like that.
Sure, a black box.
Yeah. So okay then. So let's do that first. So when you get to the bridge, so it's literally like your bridge on your ship. There's no power to the computer, and you figure the computer is the best way to do it. However, Hammond, I think you have jury rigging.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like to use that role, you might be able to wire something up to grab some power from somewhere to try.
Redirect it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
This is the person without any luck.
Take your time over it, though.
Yeah, you. So I don't know if you know this, Io, but if you take your time over things, then it reduces the difficulty of the roll to easy. So that's why they're saying it. So you can take your time over that, and you manage to actually get some information from the computer itself. It's not a lot of information because it hasn't got full power, but you get some logs and some scattered information. So I'll tell you these. By all means, jot them down, but don't worry, you will have, I will ask you to remember it, especially the last one. Okay, then. So the ship seems to have suffered from an electromagnetic pulse before it was taken down. And this seems to be the what actually made it crash some time ago, decades. It seems to have come from an unmanned probe that appeared on their sensors momentarily before the blast occurred. And the ship computer actually did manage to log and save the transponder code of the probe. You do notice, Io, roll, or Hammond, roll your computer skill. One of you can augment the other if that's what you would like to do.
I actually replaced my.
All right. So, Io, roll your computer skill. Yeah, you notice that nobody has actually accessed this information at all. This is a clean data file. It probably was logged, but then the ship lost power. It's only via Hammond's jury rigging that has brought it back. And this is the code that it got. This is the transponder code of the probe. there is also what appears to be a rather broken up. You're not too sure whether or not it's comms. It's written. It's not actually spoken, but you're not too sure whether or not originally it was written and the computer has just logged it in a text file. But it looks exactly like what I'm going to put in the chat, but I'll read it out for everybody as well. You'll see how it's done because I've got stars in mind and Roll20 changes. So they're sort of like static. And then the first part of the message is destruction is not possible. Then there's a whole load of static. And then the next part of the message is can take it down. And then there's a whole load more static. And the next part is will cease traffic. More static. Then it says Rift Gate security, more static. Then it says deadline 2 months, more static. And then the final bit that you get is code name worm. And you're not too sure whether or not the code name is worm or it's WORM. Because it's just written like that. So all that is literally written. It's as if the computer has transcribed it as it's gone through. Newman and Minsk, you find on the ship, there's actually, in the medic bay, if you remember where the medic bay is the crew of the Dolus. They're very dehydrated. Does anybody, Minsk or Newman, do you have if you roll a first aid roll? You should have it. I think it's a standard skill.
I have it,
Yeah, you
I'm
just
not familiar.
Yeah, you just stand guard, Newman. You stand guard. Minsk, you notice that they appear to be rather dehydrated. They're malnourished, but they're not dead. You also notice that on this part of the door, there seems to have been some kind of barricade created to lock them in. Right. And so you can remove that. All the Dolos crew is there, if you can remember. All of
four of them.
Yeah. And
Fantastic.
all their transponders check out as well. They report to you. Well, I'll let you pick up the role playing from there as you go through.
I'm going to give them some of my supplies, some water, a bit of some rations, just to give them something to have hope for.
Margot Tress. I don't know if you remember what she was in charge of.
Let me check.
Yep.
She's the security gunner.
Yeah. She's got a gun, a blaster shot on her upper arm. It looks like it's a bit of a graze, and she, go for it, Minsk. You're in there.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? We've been sent to find you.
And it's Zach Bridge, who's the leader, who sort of like talks to you, and he says, "Who sent you? Who are you?"
And I'll stand up straight. Momus. We've been sent by Project Nemesis to find you.
Oh, I'm glad they didn't forget about us on this godforsaken planet.
We never forget about our own. You should know this.
Do you have a ship?
If we're like this.
Say again. Yes, you do what? Sorry.
I'd expect you to do the same for us if we're in the same situation.
I was looking at your camera. I thought you were going to strike a pose or something. He says, "Do you have a ship?"
We have a ship. Would you like a ride?
We
You have
certainly
a ride.
would.
Okay. What have you got? The information you got when you from when you were coming back from
They came into the Electo system.
That's right, but they
yeah.
were coming from the Sothis, yes.
I think they were coming from the Connie system, if I remember.
Oh, returning from Connie, yeah.
Yeah, they're
and we're one jump away from Sothis. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's right.
Sothis is where you were.
We came
so
from.
you've jumped. And he sort of like says, he looks at you, Minsk, and he says, "You know the drill, Minsk. Oh, sorry, you know the drill, Captain. Their eyes only."
I do. That's fine. Let's get you home.
And one of the things, Zach asks you some questions beforehand. He asks whether or not his ship's intact.
Not really, no.
And he says,
we went to your ship. It looks like they were cannibalizing it.
He said, did it have power?
A little bit of power.
Emergency.
What were the states of the computer data banks?
Not right.
I'll look over my shoulder and say, Hammond.
You can communicate to him because he's on the bridge at the moment.
That's true, actually. Click Hammond. Status of the computers on the
IO does computers. Hammond doesn't have it anymore.
Oh, why? It's like hidden cups. You know, where's the ball?
You better have it next time.
Yeah, probably will do. Oh my god, I've got computers.
I'm the science officer now. The science of law.
The science of law.
Yeah, you said talk to Io. Yeah.
I'll have that information for you.
The computers were still working, but they were on lockdown. They were all the electronics were fried, however. So we were able to pull some information from the computers, but that is the extent of where the ship's computers were at. They seem to have been protected by whatever went off.
He looks goes through that sort of, phase, Minsk. Roll your insight, Minsk.
Certainly.
Yeah, he seems to be going through a phase of, does he trust you with what he's going to say? Are you the right sort of people? Are you really who you say you are? And he sort of like looks at you and he says, no offense, he says, but I think it's probably safe that we assume that the data has not been lost.
Well, why don't we take my boat and then go to your ship? We can leave you there. You can do what you need to do so you get your ship working. We will wait for you. You will have complete privacy to do what you're doing. We were just sent to get proof to either return you or to find proof of your death, to see if what happened to your ship, why it happened, and any other helpful information. That's all we were given. That was our task.
Yeah. So that sounds really nice. That's sort of like letting him take the lead, and you're obviously not asking for anything else beyond what they're going. And he seems quite pleased about that.
Yeah, my remit was literally to do those things, to make sure you were alive, take you back or whatever. Just, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, so let's start wrapping things up for this mission. So did you say that you're going to take them back to the
the boat's literally just
halfway back? Yeah.
So we can get the boat, bring it here, pick everybody up, go back to their ship, give them any assistance if they need assistance to get theirs up and running.
Okay, then. So
just leave them to their own devices to get it done.
Just random questions, just so to know. Are you doing anything else at the camp or in the ship?
I once it's fully searched,
yeah,
and maybe check the cargo things on the outside to see what's inside them.
There just seems to be provision. You get the feeling that they were probably some kind of miners, maybe asteroid miners.
They look quite old.
Yeah, you figured the scout ship was of maybe rather than the explorer version, more of the mining version of it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It seems to have been here for a long time, but they seem to be recycling stuff, and this is why they had blasters, because they could keep them charged if they reduce the number of bullets in them. They're still on their original power cells rather than bullets. Yeah. Okay then. So anybody else want to do anything before you leave the ship and the camp?
I know it sounds weird, but I actually want to collect the explosive charges.
Yeah, so there's 4 of them.
Shock and horror. Sorry.
There's 4 of them in total. They seem to be purely the explosives. You think to actually get them to work, you're going to have to purchase detonators, whether or not they'll be wireless or not wireless or wired, depending how you want to.
I will take probably the one detonator the guy had, the dead body.
Yeah, this seems to be like a wireless detonator, but like I said, you don't think it would have actually blown the bombs up, the explosives up, not because it couldn't, but more because it was probably not done like as a professional like yourself.
Walk over to Hammond with a rock in his hand and say, if you go over there and hit it with this and see what happens.
Anybody else want to do anything else at the ship or camp before I move you away from it?
I don't
Should
think
we
I
just
have
set on
anything.
fire and just burn this entire part of the jungle, right? No.
Can we search the bodies? Any identification on them?
It's a good idea to search the bodies. They actually do seem to be the remnants of a mining team. They don't seem. They've seemed to have been dropped here.
The wallets only have like an ID card and then like 16 photos of their kids.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a
Boom, boom,
dog,
boom, boom, boom.
and a poor little kitten that's nice now homeless.
And a little message says, "A coward, see you next week, Dad."
Yeah. Looking forward to see you at my wedding. One of them.
We can play catch soon.
Yeah. It seems to be some kind of mining ship, and you're not familiar with the company or anything like that. The important thing that you realize is that you think they were stranded here, maybe possibly in a similar way that the other ship was.
We'll take their ID back with us, just so we can report it to the right people.
Yeah. What's their mining company called?
Bert Diggers.
Bert's Diggers. Right. Is that what you want to call it?
No.
Oh, well, this is what it says in the Lazy DM book. When somebody asks a name, say, what would you like to call it? Because I know that my mind's just going to come up with Bob. You know, and that's it. Do you have a name for it, Minsk? Or
yeah, let's call them Canopus Drillers.
Canopus Drillers.
Yeah. Canopus, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can type it in the chat or whatever. Okay then. You managed to get the crew into the ship's boat, gets the ship boats back, etc., pick up the crew. There's one unfortunate thing that happens before you pass through the atmosphere. As you're returning to their ship, you notice that there is a huge explosion that happens. You're far off when it happens, but you see it just sort of like go up. A huge billowing cloud of flame and really black, dark smoke that comes up. It would be very similar, Hammond, to a fuel explosion. If some fuel had been ignited, this is a sort of like, it doesn't look like somebody's blown it up with demolitions or anything. It definitely seems to be a fuel explosion, which means even when you can get back to it, there's not much of the ship left at all. Zach, the captain of it, is very pleased about this. He seems that he was really concerned about the data that they had getting into the wrong hands.
Oh, I forgot to mention it's covered all around by fuel. Sorry.
So when you get them back onto your ship and you can make the jump, you back through to Sothis to meet up with Project Nemesis. Now, at this point, you all earn a new passion. Okay, so your passion is working for Project Nemesis. Now, it's up to you how you see this passion from the beginning. You can either see it as a positive passion, i.e., you're working for them, and so you might be able to mention the name to get an adjustment in roles or something like that. Or you can see it as a negative passion. So almost like saying that you are disgruntled and you don't actually agree to work with Project Nemesis, but you're having to do it. Probably some of you have some positives and some of you could be negatives. You all could be positives if you wish. That starts off as a basis of 10%. Okay, so the only thing that you need to decide on your character sheet is whether or not it's a positive or a negative, and that will influence how you use it in the future. You do have some other positives that you can actually gain. If you remember, there was various missions parameters that you could actually complete, and this actually gives you more points to your Project Nemesis passion. Okay, so you get +1% for each crew member rescued. Okay, so that would be a total of +4 because you all rescued them all. I would like to know. What are you going to report back to Project Nemesis? What are you going to give them back, and what are you going to keep for yourselves as a group?
Well, my stance is to tell them everything, including the communication from the weird thing, Mercury.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion, and we will chat about this beforehand. But I'm all for, because I think Nemesis is a good thing, assuming they pay well. And they gave me a ship.
You did get, you've had your payment already, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the planet information, the ship.
So if I tell you, if I just ask you, and I won't do it until you come to an agreement. So the first thing I want to know, are you giving them the coded, the message with all the static on that finished with code name worm? Yeah. Are you giving them that?
Indeed, yes. I think that's a good idea.
Is all the party in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Thank you for that. Now you will die.
Are you going to share with them the information about the probe, including the transponder code?
Yes, because it's a safety thing to stop other ships going there and the same thing happening to them.
Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
Hammond? Yep. Okay, then. The final thing is about Mercury. Are you going to pass over Mercury? That communication is not within your job parameters. Okay, but are you going to pass that information back on?
that one,
out of chat. Yeah, well, out of chat. If we mention Mercury, my theory is they might know something about it. It could
I
be a
don't mind
rival
mentioning
faction.
it, but maybe instead of like divulging all the information, it's like does the name Mercury Rising ring a bell?
Yeah, that's
Like
exactly a good way to do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just something we saw in one of the.
Just if you say that and just slip it in there,
Yeah.
I'll watch for a reaction.
Okay, then that seems okay. Then, so are you giving them a context of what happened? Are you just putting the name in?
Yeah, I just want to see if we
okay,
get a
then.
reaction.
Yeah.
Or
So
yeah,
it's just mentioning the name and that's it. Not telling them about the communications being hacked or anything
doesn't ring
like
a
that.
bell.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing because, like I say, I can watch for a reaction just
Okay,
to
then.
feed off them and see exactly what happens.
Yeah, so roll your insight then.
Don't let me down with my quarter to 10 luck points that I will now use to reverse that roll.
Yeah.
To an 8.
Okay, so you do notice an after reaction. When it's first mentioned, there's no reaction at all. And they just relate back to you something about it getting hot or getting steamy, i.e. mercury's rising, i.e. the thermometer is going up or something like that. But you do notice that slightly after, there's a almost like an afterthought and almost like, oh, could it be? But it's only momentarily, and it seems to be more focused on the word Mercury rather than Mercury rising. Yeah.
If I pick up on that, I will just edge it a little bit if possible. So this does mean something to you, Mercury. Then Mercury rising,
and the reaction, I forget what his name is, who's in charge of your project.
Beck.
Yeah, Beck sort of like it's almost as if means that he's recovered now. And he sort of like says no, it means nothing, and you don't notice any sort of recognition now. It's almost as if beforehand you almost like caught him off guard.
Yeah.
But now he's back in control.
So we don't need to be worried then. That's fine, Beck.
Yeah, and he just sort of like says, he says something really philosophical, like, your worries are your own. Or something like, he looks at Hammond and says, I don't want to know what you get up to. It's all down to you people. And, you've got the law on your side. So Newman will keep you in check, prevent you doing anything illegal. So you...
Yeah.
So you get an additional you got your crew points, and then you get an additional 9 points to your rep score for handing over the stuff that you
so a total of 13%.
Yeah. No, it'd be more than 13, won't it? You
Well,
got
9 plus
4 plus 9.
Yeah, but you automatically get 10 to start.
Oh yeah,
off
well,
with.
it'd be 23. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, and then you just need to decide. So the adventure took. We've had 4 parts of it. So does anybody have a negative experience roll? I don't think anybody does.
No.
No. Okay, then so you'll get 8 experience rolls ready for next time. There have been a few fumbles, so you can just increase that by 1 point. You can do that now, or you can wait till we get back to
I shall change my perception.
space.
Oh wait, didn't I save an XP roll? I think I did.
It's just manually alter it rather than, because before you could put it in, there's training, then there was other.
Yes, you altered the other. No,
There
sorry,
is no other.
no,
You
sorry.
alter the main figure.
You alter the main figure, and the other will automatically adjust for it. I tell you what,
Okay.
it's been done for. You know, when you character generate,
Hmm.
and I say to you, you got 90 points or something. If you think about it, when you do it, the other should be the amount of points you have
Yeah.
that you've used. It's not, I mean, Digital Pagan who does it, I mean, he does it all by himself, you know, all
It does a
this.
damn good job.
Yeah, I actually, not this podcast, the one, sorry, I'm 1 month ahead of you all. So in September's one, I actually passed it on to Lawrence Whitaker and said what a wonderful job he Digital Pagan does, you know, with the sheets. But apparently in the Discord, there's one for Foundry and what's the other one?
Foundry, and I'm looking on my top Forge.
I don't know whether or not they do Forge because, but they.
Roll20, you got Foundry.
Yeah, I know there's definitely one for
tabletop. What's it called? Virtual thingy.
No, it's sorry, it's literally just Foundry and Roll20.
All right, cool.
That's what they do it for. So it's that's which is brilliant because I mean we use it. I think the nice thing about Mithras is that there's one character sheet and I just adjust the campaign settings and it changes everything. So in M space, it automatically gives you 2 action points. So
which is fantastic.
Yeah, so this is it's the sheet that has all, it's one sheet, but it does all games.
One sheet.
And if you, I think the interesting thing is, you can't alter the campaign setting, can't you? Can you alter it? You know, the little cog on your character sheet up at the top right.
Configure pop-up.
There's a little thing.
M space.
So you don't have all the huge list.
No, show import pop-up. I've got show help
right. It's because it says these
configuration pop-up.
These campaign settings are generally set by your GM and shouldn't be changed. They are provided here for visibility and testing. So there's M space, After the Vampire's War, Classic Fantasy, Destined, Cheetah. I don't know if you know that. It's set in Italy. Luther Arkwright, Leon Ness, M space, Monster Island, Mythic, Babylon, Britain, Constantinople, Rome, Imperative, Old Suit, which is set in it's all to do with UFOs and things like that. And Worlds United is about UFOs. I forget what Old Suit is. I do have it. So it changes for every single one of them. And I use the same sheet for starships. So it gives you a major character, but then I can change it to monster or starship. I mean, it really is unbelievably well done. So that's it. So well done. You managed to successfully complete the mission. Feel free to ask me any questions if in the meantime, between what you found, if you'd like to do any work on it for these characters, you can just either pop it in the Discord or send it to a private message. You will have 8 IO. You do have some saved from last time as well, so you'll have a little bit more. And yes,
can I add Zach as a contact? Just since we saved him, or
right? Okay, put him down as a contact.
It's more the fact that he owes me one.
Yeah. So put him down. Put him down that you can communicate with him, but not necessarily a contact as yet. But I might bring him back. So next time we meet, we're going to be creating our characters for classic fantasy. So classic fantasy is a system that's been around for a long, long time. It's at classic fantasy. Mithras classic fantasy actually came before Mithras. So it was a forerunner of that. And they've brought out some rules. I'm talking to the stream now, by the way, rather than they brought out some rules called Mithras Classic Fantasy Imperative. It's completely free. It's free for PDF download. If you wanted the book, you have to pay for it, but the download is free. And it's actually on the Orc license, which is the new version of the open license. Was it OCL it used to be? Before all the Wizards of the Coast
took over it.
So they had a real, they started to say that people couldn't use it and things. Anyway, the new license is called Orc. So basically what the design mechanism is saying is that with the imperative rules, not with the full rules of classic fantasy, anybody can write a module about it using those rules and publish it. And it's not governed by the design mechanism anymore.
Long as they give recognition, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's various things that they're not allowed to write about. So there's a list, and one of them things that they're not allowed to write about. Well, two of the things is Inwill's Isle and the Sage Inwills. They're not allowed to write about those because I'm part of classic fantasy now. Yes, when I die, I've got.
You'll be there as an island.
I know. I'm so pleased about this. People in, centuries to come, people are going to be saying, why is it called Inwill's Island?
I know, especially when Mithras is like the religion of the future.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like Inwill's Arms.
They're going to be saying,
mate.
who is Sage? Who's going to be
Oh.
Sage Inwills? It'll be a new religion. People will be worshipping Sage Inwills. I've made my stance on the world.
Or cooking with you.
Yeah, cooking with Inwills. Yeah,
I have a legacy.
Legacy, that's it. Thank you, Hammond. That's exactly what I meant. So next week, we're going to be creating next time, we're going to be creating our classic fantasy characters. We're going to do it online, so you can see it. If you'd like to download the rules, you can do it. It's totally free. They came out today, and you can go find them by going over to if you just type into Google the Design Mechanisms shop or store, you can download them free of charge from there. And the next adventure we're going to do is Classic Fantasy, so you can see what you can do with it. And we're going to will be first level characters, rank 1 characters. I know that we'll probably have elves in there and gnomes and dwarves and half-orcs. And it's very much like D&D 5th edition. When you look at the spells, you'll find familiar spells like Magic Missile and Cone of Cold and Pass Wall and things like that. We'll be starting off at rank 1, which is the equivalent of first level. And then we'll be moving through it. Players, by all means, have a look at the class and the race, so you have an idea about that. When you look through the rules, there's numerous ways to do your ability rolls, so I'll tell you which one we're going to use when we get there. The other thing that it talks about is skills and assigning points, and you'll notice that there's a random way. You have control, or a class and race way. We're actually going to use the class and the race way to assign skills, etc. Rather than the other way. The reason I want to do that is because we know a lot about the game, and so we might know where to put things, but I want to make it as if we're just playing the rules for the first time. Yeah. And so we're going to follow that. But by all means, spellcasters, look at the spells, look how many spells you can have, etc., etc. If you do have the full rules of classic fantasy, please do not use those. Just use the imperative. And I'm only using rules in there to create monsters, etc., etc. There is a dragon on page 11 that I'm really looking forward to use.
So put everything to willpower and evade.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because I talked to Tex about it. So elves in classic fantasy, elves can be mages, and if you're an elven mage, you can actually cast magic in elven chainmail. Okay.
At a hard difficulty.
But the difficulty is one level higher, no matter what. So
yeah, but just think how your ass is protected.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, only certain races have dark vision. I think, and Tex and Pickles might correct me. The only two races I think that have dark vision are dwarves and gnomes.
From what I saw,
elves don't. But dwarves have things like, and gnomes have like tunnel sense. I don't know if you remember that used to be in D&D first edition, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So they can recognize how far underground they are, and things like that. So have a look at the races, but you know what class you're going to be. That's already decided. It's a one-off adventure, so I have no gods or anything like that. So if you're playing the cleric, then think about your own deity, what it is, how it might affect gameplay. I'm not making up a whole load. If we decide to keep the game, then we can either make up new characters or continue with them, or we'll just put it into the rotation. Okay, and then that's it. Brilliant. Certain things, by the way, you gain via ranks. So action points you gain via rank. So when you go to rank 2, some classes get an extra action point. And the ranks are done in the same way as the orders are done in Mithras. So to get to rank 1, you must have 3 or 4 of the skills above 40% in your class skills. And then as you increase, you go higher and higher.
I suppose that's like giving like a barbarian multi-attacks, isn't it? The higher they get,
yeah. So as you
go, they can do per round.
Yeah, so as you go up ranks, you gain more abilities. You get more hit points as well in locations. So it's almost like a mixture between Mithras and D&D 5th edition, if that makes sense. It's sort of like...
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it is. We often recommend it for people who are moving from 5th edition into Mithras.
Into Mithras, yeah. And then you use the missiles of magic, can't they?
Yeah, that's yeah. And the cone, the cold that comes out in a cone.
The cone, yes, yes.
And the ball, which is a fire.
Fire.
And it doesn't have a shield spell. It has a buckler spell, and
it's Hador's arms.
Yes. Yeah, it's just anyway. You'll see it. It's not replacing Mithras, people. I refuse to let it.
No, it won't.
And so, but it'll be an in between, and then after we play that, we'll play Mithras straight after that as well. Okay, brilliant. It's 10 o'clock, so thank you so much to everybody who came along. Medivac, do you want to say anything to all the listeners?
Indeed, yeah, we are back for Warhammer this coming Thursday at 7:30 English time. We missed this week due to work commitments, so we'll be back, and yeah, we're gonna creepy old wizard's tower who has lenses that burn people from a distance.
Nice.
And we also have a chaos stone which is wrapped up with explosives. Bye.
Excellent. Mr. Pickles.
Yes, I'm Mr. Pickles, and I also have a little podcast show. It's called And I Took That Personally. Everybody here is sick of me talking about it, I'm sure, but we just talk about movies, and we're a little bit behind. We might be releasing some bonus content. The Mr. Pickles tried to do a podcast by himself content, which is unhinged. But so if we go any further without another episode, that's what we're going to do. Otherwise, we're hopefully going to get a new episode out soon.
Excellent.
And you need to do a review of The Old Gods, which just Google it, you'll find it.
Okay.
Brilliant. Tickety Tex.
I got nothing to report. I've just been playing some Diablo 3 in my
You're not playing
downtime.
Starfield.
I have been playing Starfield as well.
Yeah.
But Diablo 3 just came out with its last season, which is like a themed 3 months that you play, and you can unlock cosmetics.
Nice.
And it's a challenge. So
Excellent.
that just started up yesterday, so I'm kind of focused on that instead of Starfield right now.
Brilliant.
But
And
I'm almost caught up to where you are in the story.
I just went into a base that should have been a combat mission, but because I was friends with the pirates, I just walked in and it was very nice.
Whoops, I killed the pirates.
Yeah, no, I'm trying not to kill anything. Persuasion is my middle name. I've modeled him off you, Minsk. And Hammond, sorry, Captain Kangaroo, is there anything that you would like to say?
I'll be live streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna do a reenactment of the movie The Sound of Music. I've never seen The Sound of Music, so I'm just kind of guessing.
Seriously?
Yeah,
have you never seen
I've never seen it. But the problem actually what I'm running into is that there's no costumes shops that are having like allow me to get anything for the Germans. For some reason, they're saying like, no, we don't have our store.
Don't say anything else,
But,
please.
but I'll be doing a live post-show Q&A via the CCTV system from my local police station, specifically cell D3. But
Can I just say, Captain Kangaroo, that when you start to talk, everybody in the chat says, "See you later. Thanks for a great show."
They don't, because it's amazing when you come out with this brilliant. It's off the cuff. It's brilliant.
I always leave him to last so he has time to think about it. Old Suit, here it is a role-playing game of mystery and investigation. It doesn't sound like any other game, by the way. Set in the alternative Earth in the 1920s. Mankind has traveled into space and found alien civilizations, but a disease called the soot spreads, driving those infected into madness, and they follow a twisted logic wreaking havoc around them. With Old Suit, you can tell stories you've never heard before.
I'm glad that's an O, not an A.
What?
Huh?
Asset.
Oh, I see. Yeah, got you. Yeah, because it looks like
like an S.
It looks like an S there.
Sorry.
I haven't actually. Clarence Reed wrote it, and of course you all know who Clarence Red. Sorry, you know who Clarence Red is.
Yeah.
Because he wrote M Space.
Yes.
I want some.
Yes,
I want
a moment.
some ass suit in the toilet, but
Yeah, then shut up. Just stop. Anyway, it's been, thank you so much for hanging out and listening to us rabbit on for 3 hours. Thank you so much for your support. Do come back next time when we'll be creating characters, and as soon as we create them, we'll move straight on to the first adventure. So do be around for that, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for your support, and I will say good night to you all, and they will also say good night or goodbye.
Good night, and welcome to my
good
world.
night, doing that.